Hi, I'm Marilyn Foreman from Quilt Moments Patterns, and I would like to introduce you today to my new Morris Medley Block of the Month, QM155, available at www.checkerdisc.com. So the quilt comes in two sizes. Here's an image of the 101-inch large quilt. So you can goes up to my ceiling here, drags a little bit to the floor. 12 different months for the blocks, and so in the pattern it lists out, shows you visually all the different 12 months. So some of the blocks you do one of, like the center. Some do you do a few more. 10-inch finished blocks for this 101-inch size one. Kind of fun use of border print here. It was made with Free Spirits Morris & Co. fabrics. And then I also made it a 65-inch size for sort of nice thrower lap size quilt. Here, a little and for that size, you use 6-inch finished squares. So not your traditional block of the month where you see block after block. They just kind of all play together. Makes a fun block of the month program. Suggested starting in January, but the fabric itself is hitting stores in January. So September is when the pattern will be available. So you'll have time to do a little bit with it in advance. Again, the pattern shows the SKUs that I used in my samples. The close-up of the blocks inside the pattern, and then this is showing the other colorway. Now, some recommended tools, not required, but definitely helpful to have a 10-inch square ruler like the CGR10 for 10.5-inch squares because the block's finished at 10-inch, and a 6.5-inch square ruler like CGR6 because the small quilt used 6-inch finished squares. Other helpful things, I like to draw lines, so I like a pretty marking tool, kind of like this Sew Line fabric pencil. But another tool you can use is this folded corner clip from Susan Nelson for Creative Grids. If you prefer not to draw the lines, it's a really handy tool for cutting off the corners, triangles. And I always recommend having perfect seam guide or seam allowance, scant quarter. So I suggest Perkin Dry Goods PDG 301 perfect piecing seam guide because the quilt definitely requires having your blocks be the correct size. So then with some leftover fabrics that you have or purchasing a little bit more, I just wanted to show you a fun little topper I made using the little twister tool with 5-inch squares and use the leftover border print that I had used. And so the twister tools are all available at Checker as well. So I recommend you checking those out. Thank you so much. Take care.